Jetty, what's going on, big guy? Huh?
I'm actually good friends.
You're not doing a very good job of matching me right now.
Yeah, she graduated. I know she's gonna stop by herself after the possibly like front. She's just talking about herself. Yeah. That definitely was the biggest one. Yeah, and then also the field autonomous. Right, yeah. Oh, I don't think like you see it's so busy trying to make up for this.
this. That way we have the first 4 hours of school.
Wait, did you wait,
One of these.
Carl!
okay.
Hurts already. It's early in the night. I get my sidekick on here. He's beer deep already. He's yelling. Hey, still young, Kenny.
I know eventually I do want to upgrade my
Double you already made
It doesn't have as much storage as I want. I'm on the Tassel.
Wait, and then about 5 hours, either a 2-year-old or
Honestly, we haven't learned.
I'm already practicing one. That was the first one. I had it. No case I got on the concrete.
We'll have 14 kids, so see where everyone fits in at. Have a good one.
never even formally expressed anything. And he never expressed it just to like, if you're the one that expressed it, very, very
Well,
Good evening and welcome, parents, family members, friends, and members of the Sebeka community to the 106th annual commencement ceremony of Sebeka High School, an extraordinary celebration honoring the remarkable class of 2026. My name is Dave Berkeley, also known as Sebeka, and I'm honored to serve as the superintendent of Sebeka Public School District 820. Tonight we gather as a school community to celebrate a meaningful milestone in the lives of outstanding students before us. Graduation is more than the closing of one chapter. It is a recognition of hard work, growth, perseverance, and the promise that is still to come. Thank you for joining us this evening. Your presence here reflects the love, encouragement, and support that have surrounded these graduates throughout their journey. For 13 years, these graduates, these young men and women, have contributed to our classrooms, activities, teams, programs, and school culture in ways that have made Team Sebeka better. They have learned, grown, faced challenges, celebrated successes, and prepared themselves for the opportunities that await them beyond Sebeka Public School. Along the way, our teachers, coaches, advisors, support staff, and families have helped guide these students towards this moment. They have challenged them, encouraged them, held them accountable, and believed in their potential. Tonight, as these graduates receive diplomas certified by the state of Minnesota and awarded by Sebeka Public School, we recognize not only their academic achievement, but also their character, resilience, and readiness for the future. To the class of 2026, this evening belongs to you. You have earned this moment as you move forward, whether your next step is college, career, military service, technical training, or a path still unfolding. Carry with you the lessons, relationships, and values developed here. Move forward with confidence, humility, and courage. Continue to work hard, serve others, and believe in what you are capable of becoming. To the parents, families, and supporters, thank you for the important role you have played in helping these graduates reach this day. Thank you for trusting us, partnering with us, and encouraging your children through every step of their educational journey. Their success is also a reflection of your love and support. And to our graduates, always remember that you belong to a community that cares deeply about you. Believe in your ability to do meaningful things. Become the kind of leaders, citizens, and difference makers who make the world better because of your presence. As the superintendent of Sebeka Public School, it is my honor to welcome you to the Sebeka Public School Class of 2026 graduation ceremony. We are proud of our graduates, we believe in them, and we look forward to seeing the bright future they will build.
All right, before I introduce our honor students, please note in the program there are several different notations behind students' names. Our honor students will be receiving an honor medal in just a moment. Our NHS students are wearing a white pendant stole. And you may notice that some of our students now have an orange, a green, or a blue cord. And I'd like to thank the Sebeka PTA for their generous donation for these cords. Those students who are wearing these cords earned the Children Pathway and are recognized this morning at the Senior Awards Program. If you're curious what they needed to do, there's an insert that will tell you all the stuff on the side that explains what they needed to do to earn that. Okay. So our honor students are students that are graduating with a 3.5 or greater GPA and will receive their honor medal at this time. Olivia Burnett. Riley Greger. Cordell Dunner. Wade Gutta. Violet Easy. Cooper Wright. Jaden Soul. Anthony Stein. And Riley Westbrook. Our first honor speaker is Olivia Burnell. She is third in her class and will be attending Minnesota North Meeting and will be in the dental assistant program.
Good evening, everyone, staff, family, friends, and most importantly, our graduating class. If I'm being honest, when I began writing this speech, I didn't know where to start. As I reflected on my time at Sebeka School, I wanted to find something to say that was new, something that would make this speech special. But then I came to realize that maybe there are no perfect words for a moment of such change. Because in this moment, we are taught to mean all that we have known and that which we don't. and even our faces. We've all grown and all become someone we might not have recognized when we first started here. It's not something we can avoid or shove at the bottom of our locker when we're missing assignments. Even though it feels scary, it's what pushes us forward and helps us discover who we are beyond these walls and who God created us to become. So as we step into what comes next, I hope each of you carries a small piece of this place up close to your heart. The future won't look the same for any of us, and that is both the beauty of it and the way that we will learn to hold. Some of us will chase dreams we have clung to since we were young, while others may be figuring things out along the way. And that's okay. There will be mornings where we feel ready, and nights where we ache for what was safe and familiar. But no matter where life takes us, I hope we all find happiness that lingers and purpose that sets us. Even now, in our time together slips in our fingers, it cannot take away what we built or who we became. Before I end this, I want to thank everyone who helped get me here. First, I would like to thank my parents and my family for supporting me in every achievement and reminding me that from mistakes comes growth. Thank you for believing in me, even in moments when I didn't fully believe in myself. To my teachers and staff, thank you for your guidance and for pushing me better than I thought I could be. And to my classmates, who over the years became my friends, thank you for making every memory special. We may not all stay connected, and life will move on faster than we expect, but what we've shared here is something that time can't erase. Most of all, I want to thank God for every answered prayer and the blessings He has granted me throughout this journey. He's been my strength, my guide, and my peace. I give all glory to Him for being where I stand today. And so here we are, standing on the edge of something we cannot yet name, holding on to a place that will always hold on to us. There's no final bell for the heart, nothing to tell us how to let go. But maybe that's the quietest lesson of all. That we don't leave Sebeka behind, we carry it forward. So tonight, let us not just say goodbye. Let us promise to be gentle with ourselves as we learn to walk into the unknown. Let us grieve the ordinary moments we once took for granted, and let us also trust that the same God who walked these walls with us is already waiting in what comes next. I pray that we may all go with our hearts full and our hands open. This isn't an ending, it's a slow, beautiful beginning of everything we were always meant to become. Congratulations, class of 2026. Thank you.
Our second honor speaker is Cooper Rife, and he is really cool. Thanks, Cooper, for the $10. It got me home, so I appreciate it. He is second in his class and will work at Rife's adult foster care, attend M-State online, and focus on getting his generals.
Thank you, Mrs. Westberg. 4 years ago, we came into high school as freshmen, looking up to all the seniors. And now looking back on it, I still see a little part of me inside of that freshman. Henry, you know what I'm talking about. To the friends who shared notes, answers, and their snacks. You proved that it wasn't just school, it was home, because you guys made it one. Those same friends taught me that high school isn't about the grades you earn, it's about the people who earn a place in your story. Some of you I'll keep forever, and some of you I'll keep in my camera roll. But let's give it up for the real heroes, the teachers that got through it, and let's remember the ones that we lost along the way. Huck, everyone's gonna miss having you around next year. There's just a lot of you to miss. You really brought something nobody else could. So here's the truth. High school wasn't perfect, and our class wasn't either. But we were our class, and that's way better. To the class of 2026, I want everybody to look to your left. Do it. And now look to your right. Good boy. Now I want you to look forward, because that's where your future is. Don't let the people beside you be the only ones who push you. Let what's ahead pull you even harder. And lastly, minions, tonight we steal the moon. Thank you.
Our last honor speaker is probably my favorite senior up there. I apologize, but I do have at least one favorite. It is Miley Westberg. She's first in her class and will be attending the University of North Dakota, majoring in medical lab sciences with a pre-med track.
When I sat down to write this speech, I knew I didn't want to give the kind of graduation speech people forget 5 minutes later. I didn't want to stand up here and give you cliches like, chase your dreams, or the future is yours. While those ideas are meaningful, I wanted to talk about something that felt a little more real. Because the truth is, I don't think most of us feel completely ready for what comes next. It's exciting, but it's also uncertain. And I think a lot of us are feeling both of those things at the same time. So while trying to find something my fellow graduates could relate to, I kept thinking about a character many of you may know, named Bilbo Baggins from The Hobbit. In The Hobbit, Bilbo spends the beginning of the story trying to avoid adventure entirely. He likes his quiet life, his routines, his comfortable little home, and when Gandalf shows up offering him an adventure, Bilbo's first instinct is basically absolutely not. But what makes Bilbo interesting isn't that he was brave from the start. It's that he became brave after he left what was comfortable. For most of our lives, school has been a constant. We wake up, go to school, go to practice or work, do homework, go to bed, then wake up and do it all over again. School has become to us like the Shire was for Bilbo, safe, secure, and familiar. But now we are being pushed out into places we know almost nothing about. But Bilbo didn't discover who he was by staying home and reading his books. He found himself by leaving. He didn't have a perfect plan, and he didn't even know where he was going or what was ahead of him. He kept moving forward even when he faced major challenges and when others doubted him. Like Bilbo, we don't know exactly what's ahead or who we will become. But maybe the point isn't that we already know who we are. Maybe the point is that we're finally about to find out. At the end of The Hobbit, Bilbo returns home changed. Not because the journey was easy, but because of everything he became along the way. He left home believing he was completely unqualified for the adventure ahead of him. And maybe that's what makes his story so important for us now. Because none of us fully know what's going next, but that doesn't mean that we aren't capable of getting there. We probably won't fly on giant eagles or fight dragons, but we'll face challenges of our own. We may not feel ready to leave our version of the Shire, but maybe that's exactly how every adventure begins. Thank you.
Okay, I'll call your attention to the insert that's included in your graduation program this evening. Listed are a number of local scholarships the class of 2026 will receive when they attend a 4-year university and/or a 2-year college or technical school. As requested by several of the scholarship sponsors, recognition is publicly announced during graduation each year. The Margaret E. Weiss Memorial Scholarship. This year's award recipient is Miley Westberg. For the Ori and Lorraine Tangen Memorial Scholarship, this year's recipient is Colleen Malone. For the Richard W. Hinders Memorial Scholarship, this year's recipients are Hayden Heyman and Parker Kaiser. And for the Al Erickson Memorial Scholarship, the students chosen for this scholarship this year are Violet Lisney, Kyla Watson, Cooper Reif, and Parker Kaiser. And the Linda Smith Memorial Scholarships go to Violet Lisney and Reese Byman. Nearly $55,000 in local scholarships are being awarded to the class of 2026. In addition, we have awarded $13,000 of scholarship money to past graduates who are continuing their post-secondary education. These scholarships are supported by many local individuals and families that will help many of these students reduce their overall cost of continuing their education beyond high school. Many students from the class of 2026 have completed college credits, altogether totaling over 696 credits paid for by Sebeka Public School District by attending online college classes and college in the high schools. This year, 21 students in this class are receiving college and/or technical community college credits. This opportunity has provided an overall savings toward tuition and books of over $150,000. 7 students have completed at least 1 year or more of college credits. What an outstanding opportunity for students attending Sebeka High School. To all the individuals, families, and organizations, we thank you for your generosity and continued financial support to our students for scholarships. It's truly appreciated. Future plans for the class of 2026. 3 students will be attending a 4-year university in Minnesota. 1 student will be attending a 4-year university out of state. 16 students plan to attend a 2-year technical and/or community college. And 13 students plan to work and may further their education later. Members of the Board of Education, parents, and family members, by the authority vested in me as the superintendent of Sebeka Public School District by the state of Minnesota and Sebeka's Board of Education, I do hereby present the class of 2026 for their diplomas. Members seated in front of us as the class of 2026 have met and/or exceeded the requirements for graduation as established by Sebeka School District and the Minnesota Department of Education. These students, as members of the class of 2026, are now eligible to receive their high school diploma. School Board President Eric Nelson and Sebeka School Board members Kayla Frame, Joanne Olson, Nate Erickson, Sherry Kangas, and Jeannie Arthur, it is my privilege and honor to have each of you in attendance this evening to hand out diplomas and congratulate graduates from the class of 2026. Principal Amy Westberg, please come forward to announce the names of students from the 106th graduating class of Sebeka High School.
Okay, this is what we all came for. Few things before. Envelopes, parents, don't forget that. Mrs. Plough will be out there. Make sure you grab those. And before I say the names, I want you guys to go or to look out in the audience, find your family. And what they're thinking about right now is back when you were about 5 or 6 and you were so excited because you had your kindergarten music program. And when you were 5 or 6, you waved to them. So look at your family. Make eye contact with them, give either a head nod or whatever, or sit and wave at them. So go ahead. Yes, excellent. Awesome. Every single parent's dream just came through right now because you acknowledge them. They're so happy. All right, here we go. Class of 2026. Kaylee Marie Ashman. Olivia Jean Burnell. Reese Lawrence Byman. Kason Lee Campbell. Riley Leon Kreider. Aubrey Ann Current. Cordell Montgomery Downer. Zachary Hutta Dozier was not able to be here tonight, but we do want to recognize him also. Hannah Rose Idle. Henry Nels Erickson. Hayden Marie Heyman. Cage Brian Havernan. Wade Michael Huta. Peyton Ryan Jansen. Parker Wayne Kaiser. Caitlin Annabelle Lake. It's okay. Excellent. Awesome. Violet Nicole Lisney. Colleen Claire Malone. Anna Filipovna Moses. Faith Marie Olson. Kathleen Lynn Porter. Cooper Jacob Reif. Allie Aaron Roberts. Peter Edward Zavala. Jaden Ray Soul. Anthony Glenn Stein. Zachary James Stein. Kaisa Jean Tapio. Natalie Claire Vandermeer. Rebecca Jean Veneta. Kyla Katrina Watson. And Miley Jean Westberg. Our last speaker is the class president, Henry Erickson. He will be attending Minnesota North Itasca, majoring in business and playing baseball.
Okay. You might be thinking they saved the best for last, but I regret to inform you that I'm the last speaker. Don't worry, I'll keep it short and maybe a pinch silly. In all seriousness, I'm truly grateful to be here with you today. When I look back at all the memories we made as a class, from the surprisingly fun econ test on Monday mornings to the delicious ice cream from student council that we got to eat in complete silence right after Mr. Haig scolded us, I realized something. We are so lucky to have grown up in this supportive community. This is a place where we weren't just encouraged, we were challenged by our teachers, parents, coaches, and friends. All of you helped us get to this moment. You're the real reason we are here today. Whether you stayed up late with us to finish an assignment or helped us overcome things like ageism. Thanks, John. We couldn't have done this without you. People always ask, if you could go back, what would you change? And honestly, I wouldn't change a thing. From all the missing assignments to skipping the band bus to go get Chipotle. That stuff turned me into the specimen that I am today. And the Chipotle was pretty good. We've all had our moments over the past few years, the messy ones, the questionable ones. But looking back, they were all worth it. Now you may be wondering, why did they let this guy talk? Well, I'll be the first to tell you, I didn't finish top 3 in the class. I'm not even top 10. I finished 19th in our class. You might also be wondering how I became president. Well, here in Sebeka, they don't disqualify you for your mistakes. Instead, this amazing community helps you grow and blesses you with opportunities you might not expect. Because of that, they let me run for class president. And I won with 84% of the vote. I may have ran unopposed, but I'll take it. So no, I wasn't the best student. I wasn't even close. But I'm standing here today with a microphone. That goes to show the kind of forgiving culture that exists here. The kind that doesn't hold grudges from your mistakes, but forgives you and helps you understand. No, wait, my bad. Forgives you and helps you grow. That's the way it should be. The way that Jesus instilled in this world. So let us keep this forgiving culture going. Thank you to all of you who have built this environment. And finally, to my class of 2026, congratulations. We are here and the rest is up to us.
Traditionally, the moving of the tassel at graduation is called turning the tassel, or the turning of the tassel ceremony. It symbolizes one's transition from candidate to graduate. Standard protocol in the United States dictates that the tassel be worn on the right side of one's mortarboard at commencement, and then at the conclusion of the ceremony, moved to the left side. At this time, I ask members of the class of 2026 to please stand. And move your tassel from your right side to the left side. Okay, good job. All right. You have now completed your final responsibility as a student, and you are now considered alumni of Sebeka High School.